Hey everybody, welcome to Mojo Mysticism. I'm Molly, and I'm going to invite you in for a little conversation about relationships and shadow work. So come on in and join us. It's going to be fun. Hey chickadees, welcome in to another episode. Here we go today. We have been asked to pull from a new deck, so we are going to use the shadow work deck today. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull a relationship pull. So it'll be 3 cards. That's what we've been asked to do. And then I will explain how this works. So here we go. Are you ready? Let's see what we got today. So 3 cards. Let's see if we have any jumpers today. The first one, not a jumper, but it popped out. So this is the, I haven't worked with this deck much. This is the first time I'm actually working with it on YouTube. So here's the second one. And then let's see if we get the third one out here quickly. Yep, there it is. Jumper. We got a jumper. Okay. So let me just make sure, let me tune in and make sure these are the cards for us today. Yes, they are. So I've been working on my clairs. So I am a clairsentient first, claircognizant second, and then I've got a little clairaudience rodeo going on in the background here too from time to time. So, but those are my strongest clair is my clairsentience. So that was what I've been doing here. So, all right. So we've got a 3-card pull for relationships. So the first card, I'm going to tell you how this is going to work here. Okay. So the first card that we're going to turn over is the card that is actually on the left of the spread. Let me see if I can turn this. Let's see if I can get this down for you so you can see it. So I'll just show you the spread and then we'll figure it out. Let's see. Whoa, not working. Oh, not working. Never mind. So I'll put an image up of it instead. How's that? Okay. So I will take a picture. So the first card, the one that's on the left, is the issues that we frequently encounter in our relationships. So this can be really any type of relationship. It's doesn't have to be a romantic one. It can be a friendship or colleague, just any kind of relationship that we have. Well, first card, what we frequently encounter. The middle card, or the second card in our pull, is really where improvement is needed to help the relationships in your life, plural, thrive. So guess what? It means it's all about us. So it means that we are the ones that navigate our relationships, and so our relationships are a reflection of who we are. So yikes. For me, yikes. And then the third one, the one on the right, illuminates where you have resistance to change in your relationships. Oh, that's going to be a fun one, isn't it? So that'll be fun. All right, so let's see what we got here. Okay. So the first card is safety. Create boundaries and healing opportunities. So if you'll remember, the first card is the relationship issues we frequently encounter. So if you encounter relationship issues involving safety, maybe you don't have any boundaries. You know, I used to be a no boundary gal. It was really a circus. So we get to put some boundaries in place. Kind of important. I will tell you that I had a family member that I did not have any boundaries. How you suppose that went? Yeah, not good. It was not good. When I started putting boundaries in place, healing opportunities did come. I'm going to tell you, it was not easy just to even get to the point of making a decision to put a single boundary in place. It was hard. That was a hard decision. And I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. Boundaries are an act of self-love, period. Love yourself enough to have healthy boundaries with the people in your life. Got it? All right. Okay, card number 2. Now remember, this is the one where improvement is needed to help your relationships thrive, okay? Oh, this is actually really good. This is the Divine Feminine. Look at that. So this is what we need to tap into. Now, I know that this YouTube channel is primarily followed by lesbians, at least, or lesbians. Wait, that's me. I'm the lesbian. I'm not outing anybody on the channel. What I'm saying is that we have primarily female followers, right? That happen to be in a female body in this incarnation. That said, it does not mean that we're talking about feminine, energy as it is related only to women. Men and women both have feminine and masculine divine energy. Okay, so please understand that. And when we're talking about the feminine energy, we're really looking at that creativity, right? Women are the ones that bring other human beings into the world. So we are the creators of life. And also, we're talking about freedom and flow, definitely flow. So look at this card, check this out. So we are the roots and the wings of the creation of life. Really super amazing. So we're going to look at these in a little bit more depth here in just a minute. So, but I do want to get all 3 of them out for you. So the third card, which is where you have resistance to change in your relationships, is, let's just see, I'm a little nervous about this one. Really? Obviously. So this card is release. Release. We get to release that energy, release what isn't ours. Release, this says relinquish your attachment to the trauma you carry. That trauma, it's old news, right? It served you in the past. It's not serving you today. So we're invited to let it go, to release it, and to let it dissipate so that we can move into what's really next for us. And that is the release. So the 3 cards are where we currently are, maybe not feeling so safe in our relationships, and then moving into the Divine Feminine, which is the path towards release. So this is really wonderful. So our relationships thrive. This is the middle card. This is about where we thrive, right? So that balance of masculine and feminine energy in our relationships is what we need. They are the yin and yang for a reason, okay? So if you're like me and you're in a same-sex relationship, it still means that we both have masculine and feminine energy, right? And we need that to be able to thrive. So it's just the yin and yang of life, period. So, all right, so let's take a little deeper dive for just a few minutes and see if we can learn a little bit more. Okay, so safety. Safety is about embracing your inner child. So most of us, I'm guessing, have had an incident where we did not feel safe in our childhood. There was someone who wasn't there to protect us in our time of need. And we have varying levels of how that happens in varying situations. And when you're a child and something happens and there's not someone there to help you feel safe, it really breaks down your trust. And so these emotions end up in your subconscious. They drive your life. They dictate how you think, and they dictate how you act, and they absolutely dictate how you're in relationship with other people. So each of these cards has a mantra with it, and I'm going to read it out loud to you 3 times. And if you are so moved, I would invite you to close your eyes and just listen to these words and breathe deeply and allow these words to sink in for you. So, safety is about creating boundaries and healthy opportunities. And here's the mantra. I release my attachment to the experiences my inner child faced in their past. My inner child is completely safe in my body and soul. I release my attachment to the experiences my inner child faced in their past. My inner child is completely safe in my body and soul. I release my attachment to the experiences my inner child faced in their past. My inner child is completely safe in my body and soul. And so it is. Okay, so card number 2. Now, I'll remind you that card number 2 is shows us where improvement is needed to help our relationships thrive. And card number 2 was the Divine Feminine. The Divine Feminine. So this can mean that we either have an excess of the Divine Feminine energy in our relationships, or we have a lack of Divine Feminine energy. Either way, we have an imbalance in our relationships. And so when we have an excess of it, that can sometimes appear as if we are creating without action, that we are manipulating other people, we have jealousy, we have boundary issues. Remember, creating healthy boundaries might have been our problem, right? And now we're being told potentially, especially if we have an excess of feminine energy, that we actually have some challenges with boundaries. Ding, ding, ding. Can also look like codependency and a lack of focus. A lack of feminine energy, on the other hand, actually looks like a lack of creativity, sexual repression. Can be disconnected or discontent in your relationships. It also can be a way that we're detaching, we're rigid, or we're just working way too much. I fall into the working way too much piece when I actually am out of balance with my feminine energy and I'm not doing things that are creative. So, yeah, that often happens to me. So this Divine Feminine is about creativity, freedom, and flow. And here's the mantra. Again, I will read it 3 times. I awaken the flow of Divine Feminine energy within me, activating creation, freedom, and flow. I awaken the flow of Divine Feminine energy within me, activating creation, freedom, and flow. I awaken the flow of Divine Feminine energy within me, activating creation, freedom, and flow. All right, so card 3 is where we have resistance in our relationships. And I'll remind you, we have the release cards. This is about relinquishing our attachment to the trauma that we carry in our relationships. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say, if we have boundary issues, or if you like me and you have, excuse me, you had no boundaries, you probably have a little bit of this opportunity coming your way. So yeah, this is about healing and releasing attachment to heal the trauma that we've carried. So when we have no boundaries, we are open and vulnerable to that trauma, right? To people coming in and hurting us. And it's not to say that we are putting armor on to protect ourselves. What we are saying is that we are in balance, right? So that's what we're looking for, right? So relinquishing our attachment to the trauma that we carry. So our trauma, when we don't deal with it initially, when it occurs, which a lot of us don't, sometimes I have to, sometimes it takes me, 10, 30 years to figure out I had trauma. So once you figure it out and you're aware of it, you're no longer traumatized by it. You're aware, first of all. Secondly, then you get the opportunity to release it then, So, but it does build up over time. So it's important. If you're not doing subconscious work, I would invite you to explore that because it will help pull that trauma out so that you can deal with it and live a much happier, healthier life, like me. But that does happen to us. So like it's part armor, part wet blanket, I'm going to say. And we become attached to that trauma over time. It becomes part of our identity. And the interesting thing is, as we begin to work with that trauma and it begins to be released, two things happen. One, we get a lot happier. Number two, kind of in the initial phase, we're like, well, what do I do now? So, what do I do now? I'm happy and I don't know what to do. So luckily that goes away pretty quick. But just know that will happen. And then you'll just be like, oh yeah, I just get to be happy all the time. That's okay. So I'm okay with that. So just know that. All right, so I'm going to read the mantra here again 3 times for you. I thank my mind for trying to protect me by using my past to shield me. But now I choose to release so that I may be lighter and free, knowing that I am in total control of my destiny. I thank my mind for trying to protect me by using my past to shield me. But now I choose to release so that I may be lighter and free, knowing that I am in total control of my destiny. I thank my mind for trying to protect me by using my past to shield me. But now I choose to release so that I may be lighter and free, knowing that I am in total control of my destiny. You are in total control of your destiny. You are in total control of your relationships. Your relationships are a reflection of what's going on inside your subconscious, inside of you. It's important that we do the subconscious work. And I would invite you to move into that if you're not doing it already. If you need resources, just put a comment in. We can get you resources because this is really important work. Subconscious work is the reason I'm doing what I'm doing today, because of all the subconscious work that I did. And it's also the reason I am as happy as I am today, because that was not the case before. I was a little bit of a train wreck for, well, I don't know, a few decades. But I seriously would not be where I am without subconscious work. I do it every day, actually. And then I have formal subconscious work at least once a week. So with a professional. And I just do that to just kind of keep things clear, keep things going. Because like the cards say, it builds back up over time, right? So we get the opportunity to continue to release it. So I would encourage you to engage in some kind of subconscious practice. And what I'm talking about here is something like whatever suits you. But I do a lot of them, maybe because I have a lot of problems. I don't know. You tell me. But currently I do EFT or tapping. I have done a lot of hypnotherapy. I do talk therapy as well. I do body code. I do neuro-linguistic programming, so that's 5. I do Psych K, that's 6. Are y'all thinking I was a basket case by now? So I do a lot of these, and some of them I have 2 practitioners for either as well. So, So I would encourage you to invest in yourself, right? Invest in your own happiness and your own future by giving yourself the gift of subconscious work. There are also a lot of resources available that are free for you to use and dip your toe in this water. There is absolutely no way I would be where I am today without it. And at a very bare minimum, I would encourage you to meditate. So just calm your mind, still your mind, allow it to settle. if you're just starting out, do 3 minutes a day. Don't torture yourself with it, and slowly work up. I would say to about, to the point where you're doing about 15 minutes of that a day. There's different apps you can use out there like Insight Timer and other things. We're also going to have a calm abiding meditation. This is what I'm talking about. We're going to have one of those with the book next year when it comes out. So there'll be resources for you. In the meantime, however, if you need them, just put a comment in and we'll get you the help that you need. So, all right. Have a wonderful day, chickadees, and we'll see you next time. Mwah.